What's up? This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today, and Non-Fungible Tomorrow, and happy Friday, okay? So yeah, we made it for another week. Market is green. We'll talk about it, why the market is green. Today I actually want to shift some focus into the NFT space, where I will talk about Solana NFTs and why I think they are in a hot mess right now. But before I begin, I just wanted to say that this has nothing to do with specific projects. This has nothing to do with specific founders. It has nothing to do at all with the Solana community as well. Okay, it has nothing to do with any of that, right? It is two big players having some sort of disagreement, which I think actually every Solana NFT holders need to know and know its implication. So for those of you who do not know, and this is actually the news today that I will cover, right? So for those of you who do not know, actually NFTs is a non-fungible token, right? So each token actually have a token standard. For example, on Ethereum, you have the token standard called ERC721, which basically states that, this NFT, this ownership could be transferred, yada, yada, right? So it is because we have a common standard, we're able to identify, okay, this is an NFT, this is not an NFT, this is a fungible token, etc. Okay? So moving on to today's news, okay? Today's news of the day is tension erupt between Magic Eden and Metaplex over future of Solana NFTs. So in Solana ecosystem, basically they do not run NFTs using the ERC 721 token standard. Instead, Metaplex is one of the party that is the one that designed the NFT token standard on the Solana blockchain, okay? So what happened is that Metaplex is the token standard designer or creator. Magic Eden is one of the biggest Solana marketplace. So what happened is that Metaplex accused Magic Eden of attempting to take over the NFT protocol as power players battle over royalties and decentralization, right? So Solana NFT standard maker Metaplex and top marketplace Magic Eden are trading allegations and bobs on Twitter. The firms have been at odds together and has currently taking different paths regarding enforcement of NFT royalties, right? So so Solana has been ground zero for ongoing industry debate over enforcing NFT royalties. Okay. So on a thread on Thursday, right, Metaplex, the creator of Solana's NFT standard, alleged the top Solana marketplace at Magic Eden was leading a coordinated pressure campaign to try and take control of the standard, right? So this is actually equivalent of maybe OpenSea trying to take control of the ERC721 standard on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So the standard sets the parameters and functionality of a token, in this case, NFT with features are unique from other similar tokens, right? So as the creator of the token standard of NFTs on Solana, Metaplex essentially wrote the code and hold the keys of virtually every NFT mint on the network. So basically, Metaplex have the admin privilege to control all of the NFTs. So if you actually hold Solana NFTs, according to this, right, according to this logic, Metaplex can control whether you can trade it, whether you own it, or whatever. They have the admin keys, okay? So what happened is that, Magic Eden didn't like it, right? So therefore, they kind of wanted to, I wouldn't say conspire, but wanted to go against this, right? So Metaplex today in a thread says that Jordan Prince, who had developed the original Metaplex protocol when he worked at Solana Labs, was a conspirator along Magic Eden. Prince went on to found B plus J Studio, which raised 10 million in September to develop NFT infrastructure, right? So according to Metaplex, what they're saying that Metaplex was created to elevate creators and artists above traditional gatekeepers, but with the same commercial dynamics we emerge with Solana NFTs and are trying to pressure us into half-based governance scheme to take the standard out of the community hands, right? So, in response to allegations that it holds a monopoly over NFTs on Solana, Metaplex said that it would publish plans to decentralize control of the standard, right? So they're trying to use one of the tokens that they launch to allow people to have governance in terms of the token standard, okay? But the firm added that it won't do so haphazardly to appease group that is acting in good faith. So Magic Eden then replied with a thread of its own, right, saying that Metaplex has falsely accused them of trying to take control of the NFT standard on Solana, right? So they're saying is that their plan is to commercially govern a standard for their own token holders. They have a God mode key that allows them to change how it works, plan, and govern it for the benefits of the token holder. So, Solana ecosystem is already at a very rocky place after the FTX implosion. And now, with, now it come to light that, hey, actually these NFT ownerships, actually the NFT standard themselves is actually quite centralized, right? It is quite centralized, and one firm actually holds the keys to it, right? And it's definitely not a good look when you have Magic Eden, one of the biggest exchange on the Solana blockchain, arguing with the token standard, right? So it's kind of like OpenSea arguing with the Ethereum Foundation, or the people who came up with the Ethereum ERC. ERC is a short term, I forgot. Request for change or something like that. Like these token standard, right? So it's kind of like imagine OpenSea arguing with Ethereum Foundation or Vitalik for the token standard that they propose, right? This is definitely not a good look, right? Because there's no decentralization, because this could affect the NFT directly, that and affects all of the Solana NFTs, right? So Prince is saying that, hey, ask yourself how it feels if they can fire a missile at you and freeze your NFT in place. So now people are saying that, hey, you actually look at this, right? In a bull market, no one cares about this thing, but in a bear market, things like this, and when conflict of interest comes out, right? So that's why I say this has nothing to do with the community. And personally, I feel so bad for the Solana NFT community, because you have these people fighting over there, and it does not instill faith in the ecosystem, right? It makes people think a bit afraid, right? A lot of fear, uncertainty, doubt about this, right? Because it could be for your own good, but it seems like they can freeze your NFT, so it's not really truly owned by you, right? So this is actually not the first time. In the past, they have been arguing. Metaplex told Decrypt that Magic Eden's approach to taking custodies of NFT listed at potential security risk. And this has been heavily modified and closed off. Okay, so Magic Eden's marketplace is based on the code as well, right? So yeah, like two of the biggest players in Solana NFT taking diverging path around the contentious issue of creative royalty and secondary marketplace is definitely very troubling, right? Okay, so royalties cannot be fully enforced on chain with the current standard on Solana and Ethereum alike, but Magic Eden has moved to make royalty optional for traders in October, right? So Magicplex announced plans to develop a new royalties enforcing NFT asset class, okay, MIP1, rollout in January. However, Magic Eden announced its own protocol, right? So which token standard, right? If there is no one unique token standard, basically NFT does not exist, right? In Ethereum, because there is one ERC721 standard, people have that consensus that that's the proof of ownership. But if you do not have a consensus in the standard, this NFT, this digital ownership does not exist, okay? So lots of argument there, and Frank, one of the founders of one of the biggest projects, is saying that, hey, they want to use social consensus to bring royalties back now. So it's kind of interesting, because 2 months ago, right? Sorry, not 2 months ago. A while back, they decided to say no royalties, and now they're trying to enforce royalties. Right? Yeah, so exactly 2 months ago. Right? So, it is a big mess. What will people outside the space see? What will people from other blockchains see when they look at this, right? Oh, you can't even have a consensus among yourself in terms of the, protocol or standards of the NFT, right? So that NFT back here does not exist. So, if you're holding Solana NFTs and you're part of the community is strong, right? That's why, Frank's collections are thinking of maybe going to Ethereum, right? But the sad thing is that these builders, these developers are causing so much unnecessary headaches for the NFT holders, especially after the Solana NFT ecosystem has been taking a beating. So yeah, I'm sorry to see that. I'm sorry to say this as well. But if you are a holder, this is something that you must be aware of. Okay. So moving on, guys, to traditional markets, right? And also, guys, I have nothing against the community, the NFT builders and whatever, right? I just have something that I want to say out. If people for their own gains want to, especially in such a shaky environment, in such a shaky blockchain right now, want to extract the most out of that, then that is something that I do not vibe with, right? So moving on, traditional market, okay? So, the market is green, Asia market is green, Euro market, pre-market in the US is green. One of the biggest thing that we have to see is the PPI numbers, right? It seems like a lot of people are kind of positive about the PPI numbers, right? So, I think it came out. The PPI numbers came out? Oh, wait, actually, let me refresh this. I don't think it came out. It's coming out like in an hour. Yeah, it's coming out in an hour. So yeah, so basically the PPI numbers is the producer price index. It's very important to gauge whether inflation is there. If it's higher than expected, we can kind of guess the traders are gonna think that the Fed is gonna raise interest rate high even more. But basically what happened yesterday, the reason why we're seeing green in the crypto space, why it rallied back to 17,000 for Bitcoin and 1,283 for Ethereum, is because of this. It's because of this, right? The U.S. continuing jobless claim rise to the highest level since January, right? So bad news is good news in terms of the price movement, right? So it basically means is that previous is 1,609K, but now is the actual one is actually higher than the forecast. So people are being unemployed. People are claiming jobless claims, right? So this is actually very bad for the economy. It means people are losing job. But because if the economy is bad, the assumption is that the Fed is not going to raise interest rate high as fast. So that's why it pumps the market, right? But at the same time, PPI is due today. Okay, I had the CPI next Tuesday, so next Tuesday is also an important day. But the last two reports came in cooler than expected, right? On a monthly basis, economists expect the PPI to increase 0.2 in November, the same gains in October, right? So it basically means that in general consensus, people are bullish, hoping that the PPI numbers will actually do positive. It won't be higher than expected, and therefore, there's a chance that Ethereum maybe pump up back to like 1,300, but it's always a 50-50, right? So moving on to crypto news, cryptocurrency global market cap at 853 billion. Stable coins is kind of sideways, but people did take, if it's sideways and not dumping really hard, it means that people are actually holding stables, right? People are still waiting to see what does it mean, because look at this, right? Ethereum basically dumped all the way down, right? Okay, and then now it's just pumping back up in the early week, right? So anyways, crypto news, so Coco market cap pretty much the same. Nothing really significant here to see. Another reason I want to share is that if you look at Ethereum change in the last 24 hours, 3.99%, right? This percentage is actually higher than some of these altcoins, right? The reason for this higher percentage is that Ethereum developers plan to enable stake ETH withdrawal by March 2023. Okay, so March 2023, we now know that the Ethereum 2.0 stake ETH, now people can get it in 2023. Okay, but what implications are there, right? Ethereum core developers have target frame for the network's update across Shanghai, but to get users the money, they need to make some sacrifices, right? So they had a call on the network upgrade, so they finally have a date for people to withdraw the ETH, right? Stake ETH withdrawal, right? So this is a priority on everyone's list. It seems that everyone is kind of worried that actually next year will be recession and people want to front run that, right? 19 billion worth of ETH is staked with the network right now. Developer expects that if any update included in Shanghai shows its ability to be released by March, those improvements may have to put on hold, right? So basically, other improvement will have to be on hold if they have to watch this, right? So they have agreed on the scope, okay? Every code change could be removed from Shanghai if that thinks that significant delay a March 2023 activation date, right? So definitely because of this, it was able to make ETH kind of rally slightly higher in the last 24 hours compared to other altcoins, right? You can see that. It makes sense, right? So anyways, moving on. SEC urged firm to disclose crypto exposure in new letter. This is, I think it was urging all the different type of firms to expose the FTX exposure. I think something like that, right? Because Gemini was forced to halt withdrawals and stuff like that, because Gemini Earn was actually exposed to the the Genesis liquidity issue, right? So Coinbase announced 0.3 USDT to USDC stablecoin conversion. Okay, so signaling of a new phase in the battle for stablecoins. Okay, this is actually quite big as well. Okay, it will make people think, hey, what does it mean for stablecoins, right? So this is the latest update. Okay, so yeah, pretty much it, I think, for this. Another big one, Kevin O'Leary reviews FTX paid him 15 million to become a spokesperson for the exchange. Okay, and then here, some other different type of news. Bitcoin network 52% use a clean energy, GBTC discount near 50%. Moving on to NFT news. Okay, oopsie. Yeah, NFT news. So Artblock addressed the sense on royalties and promised they would not support smart contract level restrictions to enforce royalties. Okay. And then OpenSea announced various changes to enforcement of creator royalty. So now we transfer ownership of operator filter registry to MetaSig controlled by these people. Okay. So what it means is that, you know, creator royalties has been attacked, blah 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 blah, and therefore there's like a new tool, right? So this new tool, I'm hoping to call Corey, is to create decentralized body to task the open, transparent governance of the operator filter registry, right? So right now, yeah, they wanna kind of promote, you know, this thing. So rather than just being you know, being controlled of this, they are now trying to make it decentralized, right? Okay, so yeah, and moving on, I think another interesting news is that you know, Memeland confirms Captain Mint. It will be on the 4th of January with a mint price of 1.069 right after Christmas. Okay. And also Starbucks Odyssey is live in beta, and this is how it looks like. Just wanted to share you guys. So this is actually on the Polygon blockchain. And Starbucks Odyssey, so it's kind of like a customer loyalty program, right? Welcome a new way to earn. Okay, one of a time Starbucks benefits, and then you could play interactive games on a platform, completing activities. So it's kind of like you know, those Starbucks loyalty program, but it is being backed by stamps that is actually NFTs, I think, on the Polygon blockchain. So yeah, it's kind of like the original Starbucks loyalty program, and win more exclusive and unique benefits. You know, pretty much looks the same. Okay, but it's blockchain back, right? So anyways, guys, stay safe. The numbers are coming out in an hour. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out. Sorry, I forgot to wrap up. Yeah, signing out.